For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
The people of St. Lucia are being urged to take a stand. Also coming up on the broadcast, demonstrate against the opposition. And the Prime Minister, he says he's almost certain about a particular thing. Welcome to another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. In a bit, your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. I'll be going through some of your comments in the chat room. We hope that we'll have, as usual, a great experience right here on this program. So yesterday was observed as International Day of Democracy. And what is democracy all about? It's people having the freedom to implement the various social thinkings as well as their culture, looking after their own interest economically, the systems, etc., etc. So it's all about people-centric. And the people of St. Lucia are now being urged to take a stand. Take a stand against what is perceived to be so many ills in our society. Because when you have a situation where people are asking questions and the authorities are not prepared to provide you with the answers and credible answers to those questions, that in itself is a breach of your democratic rights as a citizen, because democracy is not only limited to you going to the polls and electing an MP and by extension a government into office. It also involves you having a say in how your business is managed and operated in this 2x4 St. Lucia. It cannot be a situation where it's only a small group of individuals who are deciding the destiny of the wider population. And so, let us hear from the leader of the parliamentary opposition and leader of the SLP, leader of the SLP. I want to give the man Philip JP's job, leader of the SLP. No, leader of the United Workers' Party, and addressing a town hall meeting which took place yesterday. And it's not a case of him being fâché anymore. It's a case of him being now enragé. Let's hear from Mr. Alan Chastanet, political leader of the UWP.
We've reached a point where if we don't take a stand, we are going to lose our country. I would say to you, we're going to lose our democracy. But too many of us don't know what that word means. We're not giving it the value. Democracy is about you. It's about your individual rights. And then no government and nobody can come and make you feel like a lesser person in your own country. Never should you have to go and beg anybody for a job. You should not have to be begging people to get health care. You should not have to be begging people to get a proper education for your children. You should not be begging in order to make sure that you are safe in your home. In my own constituency, when a mother can be home with her child, and in the middle of the night somebody comes in and shoots that child, and that child is now dead on her lap, and we say nothing, you know what that tells me? We don't value democracy. We're not holding the people we've elected accountable for basic things. Sunday is about taking a stand. I listened to Rick Wayne on Friday, and I listened to many of our own Flabo people who were upset with Rick and saying people should go and protest against the opposition. But Rick was making a pappy show of people. Because how ridiculous it is that you would go and protest against the opposition. But what Rick was saying is right. If I have written letters, have I written letters? Yes. Have I gone to court? Yes. Do I go and protest? Yes. It's not enough anymore. No. I'm sorry. Yes. It's not enough. There's a great saying, and it says, the greatest fear is fear itself. You cannot be so fearful. It is when we have fear in our heart, in our own country, that we must find the courage to stand up, because it's wrong. It's not normal. How much more do we need to see? Can anybody in this country stand up and tell me that there is not bubble taking place? That it's not a pappy show? That we have a government that's taking all of us for a joke? We don't know that? You need more proof? To hell with Martinez. Martinez has his own fight. How do we not know the difference between right and wrong in our own country? How do we not know? What is it going to take in order for you to get fâché? Because I am getting a wagé because you are not fâché.
That's the leader of the United Workers' Party and former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Mr. Alan Chastanet. I think what resonated with me would be when he said, imagine people have to beg for health care, proper health care in St. Lucia. And you're also begging to be safe in your own home. And that's why a lot of people right now feel that they have no choice but to seek various avenues to protect themselves. And what would that entail? A number of things, including taking matters into their own hands. Because the various systems, the various safeguards that are there to ensure their protection and their safety, those have broken down, or they are in a derelict state. They have been abandoned. They are not working. They are not functioning. And people, therefore, out of desperation, might want to do illegal things to ensure that their lives and that of their family are protected. We cannot allow this to continue. And that's where civil society ought to come into the picture. Because the government will not police itself. You cannot leave it to the government to do that. Because obviously, they have their own ulterior motives. And the ulterior motives is, in most instances, to enrich themselves, to ensure they are as comfortable as possible, to hoodwink the people into believing that their lives are better, and therefore, come the next general election, they will be voted into office again. But civil society has to be this passionate kind of entity or institution whereby they are impartial, right? So they are not there to protect the interest of the government or the opposition, but that of the people of St. Lucia. And so many people are powerless. So many people, they are vulnerable, and therefore they believe that they can be easily ostracized or victimized, and therefore they suffer in silence. But where is civil society? And you have an active civil society in the regional territories. St. Vincent, St. Kitts, Dominica, to a certain extent. You have Barbados, vibrant. Trinidad and Tobago, vibrant. Guyana, Jamaica. What has happened to civil society in St. Lucia? That's why maybe Rick was saying people ought to demonstrate against the opposition. But then again, the people are the ones who should be looking after their interest. Because whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to be in denial, I don't know. But as political leader of the United Workers' Party, and in particular, as the leader of the opposition, you might not want to believe it, but I believe that Mr. Alan Chasney has been selfless. He has been selfless in his approach in terms of taking on the government almost single-handedly. And what's really in it for him? Do you think, I'm not in a man's heart or in his head, but you think because he's power hungry? Or it's a case where he just wants to give back? There are some people in this country, and they are in the minority. They are selfless, they make certain sacrifices, but there are very few such individuals using their own resources to take legal action against the government. Who do you think would be doing that right now in this guava season, where most people are struggling? And whether you like him or not, if for anything at all, for that particular decision that he has taken time after time to go up against the odds, I think a few decades from today, most of us, if we are alive, will be appreciative of that. Because this administration has gotten brazen, bolder and bolder and bolder. And this is because of the kind of majority that it enjoys in the nation's parliament, 15-2. It has decided to use this as a weapon, unfortunately, as a weapon against the people. But the SLP would understand that very well. You cannot take the people of St. Lucia for granted. That's what I love about the people of St. Lucia. You cannot also second guess the people. You never know how the St. Lucian electorate will react come election day. So let's listen to Rick Wayne speaking on this broadcast last Friday. I don't know if he was being sarcastic, but he says that, probably there should be a demonstration against the opposition. Let's listen.
I would love to see a demonstration in the streets against the opposition party. We keep on asking for opposition against the government. But wouldn't it be interesting to see opposition in the streets against their party? Or at least inactivity? Or effectiveness?
You just heard there from controversial Rick Wayne, contributor to this broadcast. Let's open the line to take your calls at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says there, Freudian slip. Leader of the SLP, be careful, brother. And let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages to go through. Before I go through that WhatsApp message, I have a notice. I think it's very important. In light of somebody calling the broadcast and expressing dissatisfaction with the operations at the ports, and SLASPA has just sent me a notice to customers. It reads, the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority, SLASPA, extends its sincere apologies to the public for the current service disruption at the VG cargo shed. This interruption is necessary to complete essential repairs aimed at enhancing the quality of services we provide. SLASPA will provide, please bear with me, SLASPA will provide an update when the restoration of services have been completed in a subsequent notice. We regret any inconvenience caused and would like to thank you for your cooperation and understanding during this time. A notice coming from the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority. You have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah.
You are on the air. Good afternoon to you, Rick. You opening the bowling today? Or is the batting? Are they opening the bowling or the batting today? You are opening. Is it you bowling today or batting? Which one?
Jim,
Rick, are you opening the bowling? Are you opening the bowling or the batting? Don't know what cricket.
I don't know. I really don't know. It could be the batting, it could be the
Bowling. All right, go ahead.
I was very moved and excited and punching the air. When was my last call to you? Friday?
That's Friday.
When Leonard Montoute called you.
And he was incensed.
I was excited. The second call. I was excited and punching the air. I called him soon afterward, actually. And you might ask, why would I be punching the air and excited like I hit the bullseye? I mean, I've been doing this a long time. Montoute had called earlier, right?
Yes.
And if you listen to his tone, so, right?
Yeah.
But when he called the second time, he was on fire.
He was.
Rick Wayne said this and Rick and that, and the way other people, he was on fire. So what caused him to do that, Tim? And why was he hiding that fire previously? Why was that fire hidden in his belly, well, hidden somewhere on Friday before my call? Why?
Because he felt that you had committed an injustice.
Well,
And therefore you goaded him.
well, he's committed an injustice. And, well, whatever it was, it had the effect.
It did.
Because there are people...
Because
in
I
this
have
town-
never heard him that way.
Exactly.
Never.
And I wish it had the same effect on everybody, whatever party you're supporting, that it had the same damn effect. Stop sitting on your ass and doing nothing or getting used. This is the worst part, you know. Getting used to mediocrity, making what's the word? Not the opposite successful I like to use. You know, survival. Getting acquainted with survival. So if you have to eat tululus to survive, that's what you're going to eat. And if tomorrow you got to eat fleas to survive, that's what you got to do. Get off your goddamn butt and reach for the sky. That's what I want to tell people. My whole life has been that, Tim. I went into bodybuilding and competitive bodybuilding and everything when black people weren't even thought of in terms of getting on the stage. I won. All the things I have been successful at, all the various things I've been blessed to succeed in, were always primarily against white people. So I don't recognize color on anything. I recognize weakness on my part. But the sickening thing is that we have introduced in our country a horrid racism. Racism that is sickening to me.
It's blatant, Rick.
So,
It's not even hidden anymore. It is blatant. It's now in the open.
It does. Well, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and on that topic, and they were complaining about the horrible things that they were saying when now showing their heads openly and blatantly. And I asked the person to forget it. It was there during the last election campaign and the one before it. You see, meat doesn't just sit there and rot, and things happen and it stinks, and sometimes the stink stays there even when you clean the room. When I remember, I wouldn't call the name because it's not very important today. But the first attack on Alan Chasney was that he was the poster boy for the economic class.
Yeah.
That was long before he entered politics. Poster boy for an economic class. Then articles were written by people like, that's what I'll call because he's a tutor, he's a professor in Barbados, the university, what do you call it?
Joseph.
Eh?
University of the West Indies.
Boy.
Tennyson Joseph. Huh?
Can you imagine? I don't remember the name of the university. There's
Yeah.
good reason. There are long stories to that.
Dr. Tennyson Joseph.
Don't even tickle me on that one. And this guy wrote articles that anybody of Alan Chasney's color, nobody of Alan Chasney's color, should be holding any kind of position in the SNLHDA or any such association. That just because his color is that way doesn't mean he knows tourism better than anybody. All these were ideas by educated men forced into the mind of the submissive, the uneducated, etc. We've been doing this for a while, you know, Tim. When we had the explosion in the boulevard and the Castries was broken down and millions of dollars damage, not one single person was arrested, Tim. Understand that. There was no investigation as to how it started, who instigated it, who was the main man, who incited it. Nothing. But we all know it was one of the most educated people in the country who initiated it. We know that, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say it. Tim. It's important we're too.
Yeah, some of us know. Some of us know.
Okay. So all those evil things that we have in our country were not introduced by the poorest of the poor or the uneducated. You would think it's the uneducated who would be so oppressed that they'd pick up their cutlasses and come to town. You would think so. Instead, they are the most submissive people in the country are the most oppressed. They have gotten used to oppression. They're not interested in success. That success is beyond their dreams. Their dream is to survive, if only on Tululu and bugs. That's what we have in our country. A country with people like that can never succeed. You must never know your place. You must reach out for the skies. That's where you belong. When I was doing my bodybuilding thing and I was being told they would never allow a black guy to... Funny. That's very funny. It just occurred to me. They would never allow a black guy to win Mr. America. But the whole damn world knows what I went on to do and disproved it. Only last week on Facebook, somebody was referring to Alan Shastney, saying that in the Western world, you had a highfalutin top. Alan Shastney is considered a white man. Alan Shastney is considered a white man in the Western world. I answered that, and I was a nice man. And the person responded that I too, Rick Wayne too, is regarded as white in the West. I said, really? Really? I didn't know that. But that guy knew whatever success I had overseas was not based on my abilities, my talent, my perspicacity, my working hard, my refusing to accept my position. A little boy from Lavery, I almost said black boy. I wanted to be what I wanted to be, and I fought for it, and I focused on it. I had tunnel vision and went after it. That's why I have so much admiration for Julian Alfred and so much disdain for the leeches who want to suck on her right now. Because you ain't going to see another Julian Alfred in this country soon. Unless we change a lot of things. Unless we make sports a priority in our sports, in our schools, and spend serious money finding the people with the talent. You could have spent millions on Julian Alfred, and she did not have the talent. She didn't have the build. She didn't have the muscularity, the determination, the mindset to succeed. And you would never get so she is being underestimated. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are busy sucking on her blood, pretending it's nationalism. It's politics. That's what it is. And nationalism and politics are two different things altogether. Politics can cause you to turn and be divided and be divisive and want to kill one another. Not so the other. The other will want to get something together. And this thing, too, about democracy, some interpreting it as unity, that's not true. And I wish Alan would stop talking about democracy, because that seems to be a big word. And spelling out what it really means. Leave the word out. Because we prey on the ignorance of people. So I was last week a white man. Not so long ago, I did a show with Shorten Daniel, Emancipation. And somebody called the show to say I was not black enough. You see where we're going? But now, this thing has built up, and we have an apartheid kind of thing run by black people. He don't look like us. Some of the people talking about look like us. Who the hell wants to look like them? They're ugliest mothers in town. Who the hell wants to look like you? What kind of imported language is that? He doesn't look like us. He doesn't think like us. How does Alan Shastney think? If Alan Shastney talk crap to me, I'll tell him, look, man, you're talking crap. I'm not going to assume Alan thinks he's white and therefore can talk down to me. I don't give a damn what he thinks, because Alan Shastney never told me he's white, although I spoke to a group of UWP people some time ago. Not in a political thing, but our insecurities. And I said to them, you guys were so quiet and are still quiet, Tim. The UWP guys are still quiet about Alan Shastney being a plantation owner and they're slaves. They're quiet about it. Why do you think they're quiet, Tim?
Well, they're afraid. They're afraid it will not sit. It will not sit well with the wider population.
The insecurity tells them that is so. The insecurity makes them believe it rather than standing up for their children, many of whom are living overseas. They will marry people out of their race, whatever it is, want to come back home, and by that time, St. Lucia will be no place for mixed races. That is what we are developing. Alan Chastney is either smart or he's stupid, depending on what he says. It has nothing to do with his color. And even if Alan Chastney were a white man, he'd be one white man against how many guys in his party? How many? So let's say we had a real white man, like we had John Goddard was a white man from Barbados. Remember him?
Yes.
Okay. So let us say Alan Chastney was a genuine white man, but born in St. Lucia. So Alan Chastney, by virtue of his being white, will be able to control all the members of the opposition who support the party, the opposition party, as well as every single member of his cabinet. So what does that tell you about the cabinet? What does that tell you about the 16 people in the cabinet? And they're all bowing. So when we throw those insults around, we're not only throwing them at Chastney, we're throwing them to at least half the country. We're calling in fact, you've heard some of them call them plantation, what was it?
House niggers.
House niggers,
yeah.
House slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Black people calling black people field slaves and house slaves. You see the irony of that? So when I said what I said yesterday, on Friday, it was loaded. It was loaded. I was saying to all of those people who secretly believe Alan is superior to them because they believe that. And so we must act accordingly. Alan is superior to nobody. To nobody. Neither is anybody on their side superior to anybody. Alan is just another guy. In fact, I believe, by the way, the worst impact, and that is what inspired me, I believe the worst impact of that race thing has been on Alan himself. Because things that Alan should be saying as an opposition leader and doing as an opposition leader and doing it in the House where he must protest, that's the place that he has to protest when 17 guys will not allow him freedom to speak, when the standing orders is ignored while 17 guys cackle and heckle and everything else. That's what we're seeing. Alan Chastney is reluctant to do anything there because in his mind, he believes people will say he thinks he's a white man. His own party, I tell you, will not admit it, but they act like they believe he's a white man. So if you don't like the white man, throw him out. And come up with a black as midnight guy, since that is the criterion, the most important criterion. Go and find the blackest guy in St. Lucia who believes in your cause and let him lead you. And if Alan Chastney cannot be voted out, then protest him in the street. I meant a lot when I said what I said. Don't understand me too quickly. Find the blackest man you can find with the means, with the balls, with the perspicacity, with the tenacity to lead your party. Find him. But stop quietly telling yourself, maybe he's white, and maybe what the Labour Party says about him is true. Meanwhile, the Labour Party has lived quite peacefully with a half-white man just like Alan. I mean, this is so sickening. My son has married a Swedish girl, a Swiss girl. Am I to think to myself that if they produce a son who one day wants to run, and I mean, he's very light, his mother is not, she's not a black woman, so himself is very light, so, and the woman he married, the blonde Swiss, so we can well imagine what the kid might look like. So that kid is going to come here, and they all like St. Lucia, they like the country, our kids overseas, they love the country, they want to come back,
yeah.
They're just scared. And suppose my son's son comes here and wants to run. So the first thing he's going to have to overcome is that he's not black like us. Is that it? And we tolerate that kind of language. I tell you, we are chicken shit. I said so on the Labour Party platform once. we should all look in the mirrors, man, and look into our souls and understand whatever is going on with Alan. It's only Alan for now. Tomorrow it's you, and tomorrow it's your children's children. And before long, your first requirement to be a politician who wants to help your country is that you be as black as midnight and racist as well. That was that for now. And what I just spoke there, Tim, it's not meant to be political, you know. It's meant to tell people, be secure in yourself. Whatever color you are, albino, blue, red, green, you are St. Lucian, and that's all you need be to run for office in your St. Lucia. And that racist talk elsewhere is illegal, you know, Tim.
Not only illegal, but unacceptable. Because you can have laws to police people, but it's very important that people also have their own standards and principles that they live by,
self-respect,
and therefore they can police themselves. We ought not to tolerate that kind of attitude, that kind of thinking, and also Rick, that kind of demagoguery. Because what is being done is that you want to appeal to the sensibilities of certain individuals, the thinking of certain individuals. That is exactly what is being done. People not realizing that they are being used by certain politicians in this country.
A lot of us are insecure, and we have believed we must find an excuse for our lack of success. So if one guy is making it, another guy is not making it, and the same color, they will find some, like women are the worst victims of that. Few women are in St. Lucia, for example. Not only St. Lucia, but we in St. Lucia. Few women are given credit for their hard work, for the way they go to school more often, longer than the men, etc., etc. But when they start to get the good jobs and whatnot, it's because they're screwing up their bosses. I'm going to use the word.
Yeah.
They will not say it's because they're smart, that they're ambitious. Women, you know I'm correct. The women on the chat room, react to what I just said there. Instead of giving women the credit they deserve for their hard work and persistence and sense of sacrificing for what they need, they will say they're hoes, that they're screwing their bosses. That is the order of the day in St. Lucia. But I want to say finally, Tim, the same susceptibility that we have that allows us to have all this racist talk and just swallow it like they vomit. Swallowing it like your vomit when you hear it. It's the same thing they use on every other aspect as an excuse for your lack of success, you know. And very often the people who your success depends on are the ones putting the block in your way because you're in the wrong party. Very often your success in St. Lucia is marred by the people you elect, by the politicians you elect, because they hold the reins to everything. Look at where we stand now. CIP money go running out. Fine. I have no problem with CIP money. Because once it's accountable for. But your police force sucks. It doesn't work. You cannot go out and have a good time and feel free. You are a slave in your own country, enslaved by people of your own color. Your churches have to be calling on you to do something. Something is wrong in the country. Every institution is on its backside dead. And you don't care? We're in the bush. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate that contribution is made there by Rick, because, I mean, there's some things that are taboo, some things we don't like to speak about, some things that we don't want to admit, that we have too many racists in this country. And this thing is being played out openly. It is not even being hidden. People are blatantly doing this, primarily because they perceive Alan Chasney to be a white man who wants to be the prime minister of the country again. And I came across a song by Trinidadian Calypsonian over the weekend. I just thought I would just play a bit of it right now about being careful. And I think in St. Lucia now, we are just too careful. We have to watch what we say because we're going to be victimized. We have to watch where we go because somebody will gun us down, will kill us, or will injure us. Just listen to this a little bit.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
The late merchant out of Trinidad and Tobago passed away in the year, I think, 1999, and that track, 1985, released. It's called Be Careful. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, NewsSpin.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
6 ball. Just a flick of the wrist.
The CPL action lives at KFC as we add an exciting new item to our menu. Introducing the King's Box. The King's Box includes 5 dipping wings undipped, 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular fries, and a 16-ounce soda for only $20. Purchase a King's Box for a chance to win VIP and regular tickets to the King's cricket matches in St. Lucia, KFC vouchers, and other prizes. Participation is simple. Simply sign your name and number on your King's Box receipt and place an entry box provided at all 5 locations. Promotion runs from August 1st to September 16th, 2024. Look out for pop-ups, photo-ops, and memorabilia sign-in from the Kings players at selected stores. The T20 action continues with KFC. Purchase a King's Box today and be on your way. KFC, finger licking good.
Yes, into the crowd. 6 sixes and then over.
This is We Summer. Get ready for the biggest and wildest deals from Flow.
Summer comes with the best deals for ya. Switch it up, this is We Summer. Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Who got the best deals? It's Flow. But the postpaid Wi-Fi you go. Cut a bill in half, save more for sure.
This is We Summer. Bundle broadband now with postpaid and get your bill cut in half. Plus, get up to 4 Samsung Galaxy smartphones for only $4.
15,000 in cash is that. 15,000 in cash, win that.
Win $15,000 in cash when you sign up, switch up, top up, or pay up with Flow.
Summer. Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Flow, keeping you connected. Terms and conditions apply.
It is well known by all St. Lucian professional tradesmen and even homeowners that European-made tools are the best. Well, guess what? Europa Hardware is having a massive promotion on the Metabo brand of power tools. From impact drills to angle grinders, jigsaws to rotary hammers, sanders and hot air guns. All at unbeatable, jaw-dropping prices. Don't let your tools let you down. Come to Europa and stay standing with a proud in-the-hand tool from Metabo. Call us at 452-0763 or visit us in Massat Grosine. Europa, we service what we sell.
Don't miss out on the biggest sale of the year at Palace House. Everything must go. Half off and less on everything. But that's not all. We also offer wholesale prices on a variety of items and souvenirs, perfect for vendors and retail needs. Visit us today at Mikut Street, Castries, or call us at 452-2250. Don't miss out on the biggest sale of the year at Palace House. Sale ends September 30th.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. 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 It's coming.
The CPL is back for 2024, and the St. Lucia Kings are hunting for their first title. This year, it will be the best ever CPL, with global superstars, massive sixes, and incredible entertainment at the biggest party in sport. There are 4 games between September 7th and 15th. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com. Turn it up and experience cricket played louder.
In today's fast-paced world, accurate health diagnosis is more crucial than ever. Time is vital. Are you suffering from chronic headaches, back pain, knee pain, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, sciatica, stroke, joint pain, or arthritis? No matter the pain or illness, La Clinique du Corps has the best doctors and specialists to diagnose and treat your condition. We are the only medical clinic equipped with the latest 1.5 Tesla MRI machine, the gold standard in healthcare. This fully GE certified MRI provides top quality, detailed images detecting any illness including tumors and cancers of the brain and spine. We also offer the ultimate in ultrasound technology. There is absolutely no need to travel overseas for these services. Exercise your right to a second opinion before any complex medical procedure. La Clinique du Corps puts you in direct contact with top medical specialists from Martinique and France, known internationally for prioritizing patients' health. Call La Clinique du Corps in Castries or Cocoville, Rodney Bay at 451-6559 and make your appointment today.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you. Just for me? Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience. So I get to treat myself every time I shop? Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
At Caribbean Pastuche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastuche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastuche Limited is located in Bexon, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastuche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
What's up, message, Tim? We have become a nation of what is trending. We have adopted practices and cultures that are not of our own. Let's take a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi. Good afternoon to you, caller.
You know, Tim, most times I like to call the show, but then Rick makes my contribution for me, so I don't call. But today I have to come in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In the closings in the closing of Rick's statement or contribution, everything that Rick says is right. You know, I don't know if you can recall when Pipia made the statement, we will not let a white man ruled over us in this country. He was standing next to Kenny Anthony. Can you recall that?
I cannot recall, no.
Yeah. He was standing next to Kenny Anthony. And I wondered how a man can do such a thing, and yet the people went along with this man and repeated what he said. Seeing, you're telling me these people are so blind that they don't know that Kenny Anthony is a half white man? I have photographs of Kenny's father, maybe even grandfather, who is an Englishman, and the people who, like Rick said, who's supposed to be UWP supporters, drank that Kool-Aid from Pipierre. Is it because Alan so-called white color is a little more clearer and, okay, let's put it this way, his tan is lighter than Kenny's?
Connor, you know, we are so backward. To me, that's not even the conversation we should be having at this point in time in 2024. Because
but you're right.
several decades ago, a few decades ago, you know, we looked at Rastafarians as people who were less than humans. So, I mean, a little phrase where somebody once said, reportedly said one day that Demun ega Rastamo. You trade Demun ega Rasta. As if we didn't see Rastafarians as people as equals. You know, people who are part of the society. People should be embraced. They're part of the community, etc. Homosexuals, we looked at them with disapproval. Homosexuals, that man is a B and that man is a thing. We should kill that man, etc. We are all supposed to be sophisticated and enlightened now, but yet still, we're allowing a couple of people to come on radio, to go on television, etc., and to fool us and take us back. You know, we just not progressive at all as a people.
Yeah, because it's sheer ignorance. You know, how people can be that ignorant, not to be able to think for themselves, to be able to discern or being able to recognize truth from the propaganda and the lies and all this division and stuff like that. And we go out there and we clap and we yeah, and we're happy because our party is saying something that we like to hear. Okay? Rick said something about his children. Really, it's true. My kids, I have a Texan son. All my kids live in the States. Okay? My son was a Texan. He really wants to come to St. Lucia. He was here when he was little. I brought all my kids here to understand and to know where I came from. They spent time here, 5-6 years. They went to school here, right? And then back to the States. But my kids, I mean, one day I was in Georgia with my youngest daughter, and they were going one of the holidays we have in the States. And they were supposed, it was like a carnival, and they were going to jump and stuff like that. And my daughter dressed accordingly and stuff like that, and the different. And you know, Tim, I didn't realize part of her garment was a St. Lucia flag.
Mm-hmm.
This child is born. This child. I mean,
and
so
if she were to come to St. Lucia, want to contest the election, you're a foreigner. You're not one of us. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, and Rick talked about his daughter, his son who's married to the sweetest person. I have granddaughter, grandsons, and grandnieces between England, Canada, Germany, right, and the United States, who can come back here and
Hello? Unfortunately, we lost the caller. All right. 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Once again, 716-2026. And let me see if I could go through a WhatsApp message right now. Somebody says there, in light of Rick's comments, as the humble are the most oppressed, I am a nurse in the U.S., and on 2 occasions I was home and went to the doctor with my mom, and because I asked some questions, both doctors got livid. Be reminded, I never told either of them my profession. I say this to say the educated ones are the ones oppressing the regular people, and that is very sad. Again, I say Rick is very right. And let's see if we have any of your WhatsApp messages to go through. Once again, 452-2977. Somebody says they did have to take the coming of Juju first to potholes patched, especially on the V4 to Castries Highway. So, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Mr. Philip J. Pierre, he spoke last week at the St. Jude Hospital reconstruction signing ceremony. And the Prime Minister comes across as an individual who is not even certain whether that project will be completed during the reign of his administration. For yourself.
I'm almost certain that and the people go to and start services. In fact,
so therefore, Mr.
Brief call, Ted. You know, I'm like you. I'm fed up with all this, this racism in St. Lucia. The government is using this simply to distract people from their incompetence and all the nonsense that they are doing in this country. But I say to the government, quite simply, I don't know why they're worried about the white man becoming the next Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Because of with all the passports that they're selling right now to Arabs and Chinese, don't be surprised, Tim, that in the coming years, our next Prime Minister may well be an Arab or Chinaman. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026 at 716-2026. Still on the subject of healthcare, there's an individual, radio personality. I understand, who knows, she might be the chosen one, the candidate of the United Workers' Party for VA4 South. And she has been speaking about the situation over at the St. Jude Hospital as well, because according to her, according to her, it sounds comical, but animals are more comfortable than humans at the St. Jude Hospital.
Imagine animals are even more comfortable than us humans at a hospital. Messieurs, zani mo plus confortable passé nous à de l'hôpital nous cette ici. Premier jour c'est chien. Deuxième jour on va cabrit. Et c'est cabrit qui marche pour chaque confidence à l'hôpital là. Troisième jour c'est bœuf. Ça c'est qualité l'hôpital là nous ni à cette ici. À 2024. Imagine animals are even more comfortable than us humans at a hospital. Messieurs, zani mo plus confortable passé nous à de l'hôpital nous cette ici. Premier jour c'est chien. Deuxième jour on va cabrit. Et c'est cabrit qui marche pour chaque confidence à l'hôpital là. Troisième jour c'est bœuf. Ça c'est qualité l'hôpital là nous ni à cette ici. 2024.
Just heard there from Liana Johannes, better known as Lady Lee of Hot FM, speaking during that United Workers' Party political activity on Sunday. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
I just want to something happened to me on Saturday, like an accident. Just by Avis, I was going down. They had about 5 vehicles ahead of me, and because they had people crossing just by the round, just before the roundabout. You know where?
Yeah, Virginia.
A guy, while I'm there waiting, a guy speed, and you know the man hit back of the vehicle. And when I came out, I looked in, I didn't see nothing. I saw the guy behind the tire. No, sorry, the motorcycle behind the tire, and the guy about 5 feet away from the vehicle. So I'm trying to get contact with the traffic officer. I can't get through, and the guy lied down on the ground because I'm more concerned about to see he needs help, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened when he got up? I there watching what he's doing. He walked away from the vehicle, about 10 feet away from the vehicle. Then he came back, and then he started the motorcycle, and then he took off. So my right at the back brake, the bumper I have at the back of the vehicle, that pinned down. The bumper is hanging. Then metal bumper I have at the back, and I saw the guy bleeding. You know, and he took off. I don't know what happened. Then I went down to traffic, and then I called emergency. They put me onto traffic, and then I gave a statement. So anything happened to the guy, you know, I already gave a statement. So I want to know what happened. Because what I'm saying there, this guy must have maybe no license or no insurance.
You think that's why he acted that way? Because you think that's why he did not remain on the scene of the accident or seek medical attention?
Yeah, because I'm trying to see if they can get medical attention, but he took off, and I don't know. I don't know. I didn't take no pictures, nothing. You know. So you see these fellas how they're riding on the road, no license, no insurance, nothing, and he just took off.
Well, the police will have to step up their approach in terms of determining who should be on our roads because of, for example, a number of people do not have the required documentation or even their vehicles are not insured and registered with the transport department. So the police certainly will have to step up the game as far as this is concerned.
Okay.
All right, caller.
I'm waiting. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. This is NewsSpin. We continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. Let me see if I have any of your messages to go through. And somebody says via WhatsApp, Wasco don't want to give connection to poor people in our neighborhood because if you have more than 10 lengths of pipe, they are there to serve the people. Why? Well, Wasco, we are seeking a response from you on that particular issue that's being raised there by a WhatsApp contributor. Somebody says there, Tim, I'm very confused about that statement by Rick Wayne. My question is, who will be demonstrating the opposition? Is it the government supporters, the members of the UWP, or the independents? Isn't it them, same solutions, who are supposed to be demonstrating against what's happening in the country? Another person says, Tim, I wish Juju would ask that the leader of the opposition and the prime minister should shake hands publicly. Well, that certainly would be a sight. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. On the landline, I think we have a call. Good afternoon to you. You're on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy. Timothy, racism and hypocrisy is deeply rooted in the solution psychic, Timothy. I say this because of many reasons, Timothy. Last election, Timothy, as you know, that there were so many accusations leveled at Alan Shaftney, Timothy. And I expected a lot of people to come out and defend him. I'm not too sure whether he was the public relations person for the UWP or the PRO, or what was his position, Timothy. I was very disappointed with Mr. Pinkley. He said very little when it came to people criticizing Mr. Alan Shaftney, calling him a white man, Timothy. And even members of the United Workers' Party, I can come out and say categorically that Mr. Guy Joseph defended Alan Shaftney. That is one person I can say that defended Mr. Alan Shaftney. What happened to the rest of the party? They came out and they said very little. So what do you expect to think about the racism accusations that was leveled about Mr. Alan Shaftney? Even when you enter a restaurant in St. Lucia, you sit at a table, there's a table with white people, there's a table with black people. The waitresses, the bartenders, what do they say to each other? Let me serve the whites. Probably they're looking for a tip, but they don't care. Sometimes some of them don't even care about the black table. They will give the white table a better service than the black table. You understand? It has happened in our country. Black people putting black people down. It's a form of racism. I can tell you that. Even I see people in our country that are afraid to criticize certain politicians from the ruling party. They don't even want to mention the name in case a passerby or somebody in the restaurant hear them mentioning that particular person's name, Timothy. This is to show you how we have fear in the society. A man walked into a church and disturbed the congregation, and St. Lucians believe in him and supporting him for what he did. Look at the hypocrisy of that. If it was another person, if it was I or you, Timothy, you know what happened? They would send us to the gallows. But a particular person, he belonged to a particular party, and guess what? He's been praised. You see the hypocrisy? Look at that. They go through their racism all over the world sometimes. Those that go to the United States, they know certain states are very racist. And I can mention one state that is a very racist state, Alabama. So if when you visit Alabama, you don't like the whites to be racist, when the whites are in St. Lucia, don't exhibit the same characteristics against them. You understand? Justice for all, not justice for one. Look at it. Before we used to criticize the Indians, the Indian community, call them coolies. We did that for many years. And we castigated the Indians in our community, not just the Rastafarians. And look at now, you know, before nothing wasn't good when it comes to an Indian, a coolie as we say. Nothing wasn't good. What happens now? You understand? We have to live with these people in unity. Look at this crime. People see crime happening. Look at the hypocrisy. And they will say nothing even though they know the perpetrators of the crime. But when crime is committed against them now, they would want you to come and speak out and say, who did it against you? You see the hypocrisy with the people of St. Lucia? When the crime is committed against you, they're the witness, you know. They don't want to say who did it. But when it's their turn now, they want you to come and say who committed the crime. You see, Boy Timothy, hypocrisy and racism in this country must end for this country to be a better place for all. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. Still to come, T.C. Brown adds a new verse to his track, Can't Get Pay. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and that's NewsSpin.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, teacher.
Let's head back to school. Yay!
It's time to get the children ready to head back to school with a back-to-school loan from First National Bank. Get up to $30,000 for all your back-to-school needs. No deposit required, low interest rates, and an easy process. Visit any First National Bank location or call 455-7127 for more information. Let's head back to school with First National Bank. Terms and conditions apply. First National Bank, here for you.
This is We Summer. Get ready for the biggest and wildest deals from Flow.
Summer comes with a best that's for ya. Switch it up, this is We Summer. Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Who got the best deals? It's Flow. Bundle postpaid Wi-Fi, you go. Cut your bill in half, save more for sure.
This is We Summer. Bundle broadband now with postpaid and get your bill cut in half. Plus, get up to 4 Samsung Galaxy smartphones for only $4.
15,000 in cash is that. 15,000 in cash, win that.
Win $15,000 in cash when you sign up, switch up, top up, or pay up with Flow.
Summer, Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Flow, keeping you connected. Terms and conditions apply.
6 more. Just a flick of the wrist.
The CPL action lives at KFC as we add an exciting new item to our menu. Introducing the King's Box. The King's Box includes 5 dipping wings undipped, 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular fries, and a 16-ounce soda for only $20. Purchase a King's Box for a chance to win VIP and regular tickets to the King's cricket matches in St. Lucia, KFC vouchers, and other prizes. Participation is simple. Simply sign your name and number on your King's Box receipt and place an entry box provided at all 5 locations. Promotion runs from August 1st to September 16th, 2024. Look out for pop-ups, photo-ops, and memorabilia sign-in from the King's players at selected stores. The T20 action continues with KFC. Purchase a King's Box today and be on your way. KFC, finger licking good.
Yes, into the crowd. 6 sixes and an over.
Gade mweti boy, pa fe la fimela.
Stop all that smoke, fume and noise. Keep the emissions to zero and be a hero for the environment. You can still do all your lawn mowing, brush cutting, leaf blowing, hedge trimming, even chainsawing, but with a battery-powered machine. Europa is now offering a buy one, get one free on professional battery tools. When you buy the tool, we'll throw in the battery absolutely free.
Chansa.
Yes, you heard right. You get one free battery with the purchase of any Steel professional machine.
PS la fille, PS Desord, merci papa.
Visit Europa in Marsat Grosley or call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. 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 It's coming.
Attention men, are you worried about your prostate? Then get a multi-parametric MRI of the prostate done for only $1,250 from now until the end of September in commemoration of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Don't guess, know your status. Speak to your doctor or urologist, or just make an appointment by calling any of the La Clinique de Corps branches in Castries or Rodney Bay at 451-6559. That's 451-6559.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastuche Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, casting sand and plastering sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastuche Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastuche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot rewards card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
Zumbam bam bimba, I believe carnival done. La Rose come and gone. We now in the month of September, and not one word for less $1. Is that the way to treat the culture? Or is it cause we ain't together? Me partner Blaze Bolo, please. Sky is onions, they care about their own business. Wow. Chiedai. Zoom-zezai. Zoom-zezai. Look the second verse. Big prize giving ceremony. All I received was a trophy. But boy, the catering is plenty food and buzz. Cause the PMC no response. Events tell me have little patience. Isam no atwaka, artist baka jamais ni l'argent. Chidera, zumbam bam bimba. Chidera. Zumbam bam bimba. I can't believe carnival done. La Rose come and gone. We now in the month of September, and not one word for less $1. Is that the way to treat the culture? Or is it cause we ain't together? Me partner Blaze Bolo, please. Sky is onions, they care about their own business. Wow. Chiedai. Zoom-zezai. Zoom-zezai. Look the
second verse. Big prize giving ceremony. All I received was a trophy. But boy, the catering is plenty food and booze drinking. Cause CPMC no response. Events tell me have little patient. Isam no atwaka, artist baka jamais ni l'argent. Chineda, zumbam bam beba,
TC Brown adding a new verse to his track, Can't Get Pay. And that message going out, of course, to the Carnival Planning and Management Committee. And, of course, the head of that committee, Tamara Gibson. And get pay. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026 or 716-2026. Let me see if I could go through some of your WhatsApp messages. Okay, what somebody says there. The tagline, Senusha Simply Beautiful, should be replaced with Senusha, the land of hypocrites. That is a WhatsApp message. Another person says, when Shastin said his class did not vote for him, was it the racial class or economic class? Wanted Shastin who attacked Kenny Anthony on his skin color and accused Kenny family of being plantation owners. Wasn't it the same Shastin in a video in New York stated that he is a white man giving credibility to the racial statements? 452-2979. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through while we are waiting your calls. Somebody says, Tim, I'm black and have suffered and continue to suffer racism from black people. Alan Shasti and other white individuals have done more for me than my own black people. And let's see, some more messages. Okay, let's take a call on WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon to you, caller. You are on the air. All right, we'll try to take another call. 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp and messages 716-2026. So we hope that the carnival organizers in St. Lucia will see it necessary to reward the various participants of the main cultural art form in St. Lucia showpiece for their hard work. And I really thought at that prize-giving ceremony, the opportunity would have been taken then to hand over the winning prizes to those performers. Let's take a call online. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Tim, I would like to put a request to you. Play this song again from T.C. Brown.
Why you want me to play it again?
It sounds good, Tim.
It sounds good. Okay.
It sounds good because it's just what's happening in the country today. Heritage that you had Calypsonians, they perform. This government prides itself on saying how they take the culture serious and the art. And Calypsonians, they perform, they won their prizes, and today it's the 16th of September, and they cannot get their prize money.
But what I found very strange is that you had the prize-giving ceremony, all right? And yet you did not take the opportunity to give the winners their prizes. That does not make sense at all.
Exactly. That does not make any sense whatsoever, Tim. And it just shows you the contempt and the disrespect that Ernest Sealer and Philip Pierre have for the people, even the Calypsonians.
But what does it have to do with Ernest Sealer and Philip J. Pierre? I think it's the organizers. You have to take the organizers to task.
Yes,
the CPMC and Tamara Gibson.
Yes, I'm saying yes. I am agreeing with you. But the buck with Ernest Sealer, who is the Minister of Culture. You know why? Because through the Ministry of Finance, they have allocations, a budget. The Carnival Organizing Committee, they prepare a budget forwarded to Ernest Sealer, and it is Ernest Sealer's responsibility to provide the money to pay the Calypsonians. And it just shows you that they had this so-called walk for shame. Oh, we are progressive. And a basic thing like paying Calypsonians their prize money, this government, this Labour Party government cannot get it right. Tim, play this song again. I'm going this song again.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You request it, we will play it. Right here, playing the role of a DJ, a radio announcer. You request it, We play it right here on Power 97.9 FM.
Cheated I, zoom bam bam bimba, I can't believe carnival done. I can't get La Rose come and gone. I can't get we now in the month of September. And not one word for less $1. Is that the way to treat the culture? Or is it cause we ain't together? Me partner follow please. Californians they care about their own business. Wow. Chiedai. Zoom zezai. Zoom zezai. Look the second verse. Big prize giving ceremony. All I received was a trophy. But boy, the catering is plenty food and most drinking. Cause the PMC no response. Events tell me have little vision. Is some notoire artiste bagaille jamais ni l'argent. Bam bam baby.
Imagine in the chat room somebody has written, unless he doesn't get paid, the song will get longer. 452-2979, 452-2979, along with your WhatsApp calls and the messages. Let me see what additional comments you have in the chat room there. Okay, somebody says there. Okay. Well, serves you right. Zooms is I. Another comment. Keep singing and the others join in. No pay as yet. We in September now. And let's see another comment. Tim, you were a DJ at some point in time. Yes, I was a radio announcer. Another one, somebody says, TC, call Philip. That's who you were calling during the Calypso shows. TC, call Philip. That's who you were calling during the Calypso shows. Oh my God, this government is a back-to-front government. WhatsApp message. Another person says, okay, let's see there. One person says, will and come again. Somebody's asking me, Tim, she pay you already? Answer. 452-2979, 452-2979. We have a call in the landline. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Hello. Okay, we lost that call. 452 and messages. And let me see if we have any WhatsApp messages coming in. Okay, just bear with me while I try to see if we have any WhatsApp messages. Okay, somebody says there, Tim, have you seen the program for the homecoming of Julian Alfred? I'm a bit confused because why is there two rallies, a national rally in Soufrière and the other in Larry Seuss? Why is Ms. Alfred not going to the Leon Hess school and also the sports academy? And another WhatsApp message. Tim, I somehow placed fourth with a mass I played. Even invited to the prize giving ceremony. I learned about it on Facebook. Someone collected the plaque for me. As for monetary reward, I have no idea. And let's see another WhatsApp message on the development of Calypso Industry 6. Remember the opening of the OKU hospital? An opening turned out to be a naming of the facility. And another WhatsApp message. Play TC song, Philip. Don't think we have it at our disposal right now. Another one says, when I was close to my grave with a serious heart condition, none of my black brothers in St. Lucia assisted me. It took Alan Chastain to pay my surgery in full to go overseas to have a 15-hour heart surgery. He saved my life as a black man. Another one. Pray not about thy be, but would you be so kind as to share the two verse versions of T.C. Brown? I can't get pay. All right, another WhatsApp message. Let me see there. No, we have lost the message. 452-2979, 452-2979. Okay, let me turn my attention now to our question of the day. The question of the day reads, why would Rick Wayne want you to demonstrate against the opposition or the UWP? Why would Rick Wayne want you to demonstrate against the UWP? And let me turn my attention or your attention now to the NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day, simple. Hundreds of thousands in Cuba without water. Hundreds of thousands in Cuba without water. And many people in St. Lucia right now are without potable water. Thanks, of course, to the Water and Sewerage Company. Final call. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Hello, good afternoon. Timothy.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
Fine. Timothy, it's sad what is happening to the musicians. Musicians are always treated poorly.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why when musicians have to sing out, they need to sing out. It was nice and candy and dandy. No, nothing bad was sung about anything that's going on, and there was a lot going on in the country. Hardly anything was being sung. And today, they still didn't get their pay. Oh Lord, I feel sorry for them. But they should not treat musicians like that, because musicians practice long hours, and it shouldn't be. Okay, Timothy?
Yes, ma'am.
But that will teach us that when we have a job to do it right. Don't just follow which party is in government. Do it right. You see something wrong, speak about it. Don't just speak about things that are going good or you think is going good. When there are things going wrong in the country, speak about it. I'm sorry for that them not getting their monies. I'm really sorry to hear that. But this is the first time I have ever heard Calypso for all of those years, and hardly anything was said about government. And there are problems in the society that we need to speak about, especially social problems. Okay, Tim?
Okay, ma'am.
Have a good day.
You too. And in the chat room, somebody says, regarding the water situation over in Cuba, somebody says, sound like I have to send more Kool-Aid to Cuba. And that is to bring some kind of relief to the people there. That is the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, and that is NewsSpin. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.